Will you do that Saturday morning thing and enjoy yesterday's paper?
Yep.
I'm late and I'm headed up the hill and they're waiting on me.
Oh yeah, you got no help this morning. No Johnny did go out there and run interference.
That's right. Yeah, Stripe's down here closer than normal. And actually that's the other orange cat. I don't see Morris yet. Hi, buddy. I didn't forget about you. Let's go. I got food. Hey, Morris. I see him up by the shed. Come on, Morris. Let's go. Good morning. Can't walk because Stripe is between my legs. I do the little waddle up the hill when he's close. Thank you for walking by yourself. Yeah, I don't know what goes on with this kitty, but he meows. These deep, moaning meows. Worried it's a girl cat in heat or something. Now wait a minute here, guys. Neither one of you is Panther. Well, you can eat some of his food as long as you don't give him any trouble. So we're still in morning coffee time, having a really great, relaxing Saturday morning. Johnny's away at his father's house this weekend, and we don't have any pressing matters, so yeah. And Rob Mauer's doing a good job here, and he's talking about, what's the name of these people?
Yahweh.
Yahweh. It's really funny for me to have to ask Don how to pronounce something, because usually it's the other way around, but I guess the thing that always occurs, they're showing self-driving technology with LiDAR stuff. And as you know, Elon is not into LiDAR, doesn't think we need LiDAR, that kind of thing. And the comment I made, and this is not directly aimed at this company whose name I still don't feel like I can quite pronounce, is that anyone can go out there and hard code the self-driving automation for a set fixed street, like a certain map area, like fixed roads, and have the cars do, you know, look impressive. And I'm not saying that's what they're doing here, but Tesla's approach has really been to build the AI, the self-driving technology, so you can drop a Tesla anywhere in the world, give it a few basic rules of the road for that location, and have it be able to drive properly on the roads. And that just takes longer. Okay, so one is we're going to make it work on a set number of roads. We're going to go in there. We're going to, Google Maps has got to be just right. We're going to hard code it. And it can look impressive quick. But I'm pretty patient with Tesla, because I think their approach of, we're going to take longer because we're not going to hard code anything, and we're going to try to learn the layout. We're going to try to, you know, learn how to drive great on the fly with rules. I just think in the long run it's a better strategy. Is it taking longer to do that? Yeah, it is. But I think in the long run it's the right way to go. So I still back that. So just remember when you see some of these things that, yeah, other people are building this technology now, but you really got to understand the insides of the value of the technology, I guess. And again, not picking on this, we could be talking about Super Cruise. I'm not picking on this particular company, but I see a lot of Facebook Tesla group appends and people complaining they don't have functionality out of their full self-driving purchase yet. All the time I see it, and I just want to take them and shake them a little bit. It's like, I feel like when you buy FSD, it's an investment in helping Tesla grow the technology. And yeah, I think, you know, it's kind of like when we worked at IBM. How many PMRs and APRs are you going to have this year, Don? for Infoman. How
number that I'm going to have.
Yeah, you're going to draw some number, and you're going to... So every time somebody asks Elon, well, when are you going to ship it? He makes his best educated guess at that moment. And I think Elon, like you, is a little off on how long it takes to do certain things. We always had that problem with Don, too.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that there's no like set rule. You plug in some numbers and you get out a exact date or an exact number of APARs and PMRs. Those would be bug defects, software defects with our product terminology, IBM acronyms. So, I mean, I get why it's taken longer than he thought. I mean, I really think in his heart, every time he said when he thinks it's coming, he's meant it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But I also know he cares about safety. Been reminded of that this week. He really cares about safety.
Yeah.
And he's not going to put it out there if it's really not ready to go. And, you know, the people helping him decide are not going to put it out there. So just be patient. I mean, buy into it, get it. Don't ever buy FSD on a Tesla because you have some super high expectation that you're going to have full self-driving tomorrow and you're going to get bang for your buck and your car is going to be attached. I mean, don't do it for that reason. Do it because you're a technology person and you want to help the technology grow and you believe in Tesla's mission and it's what it does for you now, today, when you took your test drive, you want and you need, I guess. That's what I would tell new prospective FSD buying people, right? If you're buying it, if you're going to buy a new Tesla and you have the money to add FSD and your expectations are that I'm going to enjoy it the way it drives today until it drives better, good. If your expectation is like in 3 weeks we're dropping FSD and my car will take my child to school on its own, not happening. So anyway, when I see these clips of other companies automated driving, I just want to, you know, Tesla could go out there and make it look even better than it looks if they hard-coded stuff, and they're not doing that. And as a software person, I really appreciate that.
Yep. So I guess there's a couple things that I think about when I see other people's full self-driving. One of them is something that I think goes unnoticed. You know, Tesla's been doing this parking lot summons thing. And there's a lot of things a car has to deal with that are not nice marked roads, pavements, maps and stuff. It's just like, well, negotiate this parking lot and find a parking place. And I think Tesla recognized that as one of those major cases, areas, and it has worked on that quite a lot. And I don't think a lot of these people are paying any attention to, well, now it's great that we can make all the right and left turns and stop at traffic lights and steer to the destination, but we're going to get inside of a parking garage now and we got to go up to the 4th floor and find a parking space somewhere. I don't know that they're paying much attention to that yet, and they're going to find out that's going to be a little more tricky to solve than they think. Than just following a map. It gets back to what Marianne says. You can have incredibly highly precise, detailed maps, and you can make yourself look really good. But all these other things that you have to deal with, you may not be aware of that. And I think the other part that people aren't paying attention to is this March of Nines. You're not hearing about anybody else talk about how you hear them say, oh, well, we've done intervention free for 1,000 kilometers in the city or something like that. But you haven't heard anybody even begin to touch on how they're being driven by the safety aspects of autonomous driving, and that it's not just going to be as good as a human, it's going to be 100 times better or 1,000 times better or some incredible number of times better. Not heard anybody talk about that. They just talk about, oh, well, our car can, drive autonomously. And the last thing I'd like to, I'm encouraged by on Tesla, and, Elon time is always part of it. I think Elon, he's had a rewrite, redo FSD 2, 2.1, FSD 3. Well, I think now he knows he's got it. And he said that there's another AI day coming up in July. He thinks probably July. Now maybe it slips to September. I don't know. But I think when that next autonomy day, what Elon says feature complete, or that beta, the full self-driving beta where all that's out there, that will be available. It won't be coming soon, just end of the year. I think it'll be there, maybe releasing simultaneously. But I do believe that this announcement, or him inferring to another AI day for Tesla, is basically him saying we've got this. I've been promising it, and we really are going to ship it. I guess I always kind of wonder is a car equipped with LiDAR, self-driving, going to drive down our driveway and park in our garage first, or is it going to be a Tesla with vision only, drive down our driveway and park in our garage first? I don't usually bet, but I'm a thinking that Tesla's going to win that. I'm going to bet on Tesla. So anybody who's got a LiDAR car that can, Super Cruise or something, just come on. We'll share our address with you, and we'll video it. And if it can drive down our driveway and park in our garage unattended, we'll put that up on our channel. And if our Teslas can't do it before that, we'll be glad to publicize that feat and talk about how great that other self-driving thing. So go get your Google car or your Waymo or whatever it is and bring it down our driveway and park it in our garage.
We have tried with the FSD, a car equipped with FSD beta to traverse the driveway. And at that level of FSD beta, it would not do it.
Right, that was the very
first. But that was the very first level, and we're like, 7 layers deep in now? And I'm sure at some point we'll retest it.
We need to have Zeb come down and try it again.
Yep. Because on Google Maps, it only knows 40 feet in.
Yeah.
It doesn't show the whole driveway, because it's not a public road, it's our driveway. It shows a little dip in from the cul-de-sac and then not the rest of it. So right. And Maps doesn't know about our driveway, which is why it would be a really great test.
And I assure you, if I have to walk out all the way out to the cul-de-sac every day to jump in my autonomous car, I don't really want that.
Right.
That's a fail.
I hear you. Well, sometimes people ask why we don't use Summon more, and our response at home. Yeah. And our response is that when we can sit here on the couch watching the stuff at morning coffee time and tell the car it's time, or the car knows I'm leaving to take Johnny to school.
Yeah.
And it just gets itself out of the garage, backs it up for me the way Dawn does. I sort of tell it where I want it to be on the driveway, waiting in the direction I need to pull to leave the house. And I don't have to watch it, worry about the cats, do anything on its own, and then we're good.
Yeah.
But right now I got to walk out there and I got to stand. I got to wait for it to connect to the car. I got to wait for it to back out.
Yeah.
It's not a savings for me. It's not faster. It's not faster. And then it adds some level of worry as the technology grows, I guess. So,
I agree.
But we are hoping for that day.
That's right.
That we'll be able to just tell the car to open the garage door and back itself out, turn on the a pre-leave routine, and be ready to go for me. Right now, I think your job is safe for a while. I have to tell you.
You're not trying to replace me?
No, I have to tell you the 10 a.m. conference call. My car wasn't outside yesterday. I had to go out and get it, unplug it, get in, back it out all by my little lonesome. I'm missing my extra special take care of my girl treatment. Yeah. I understand, and I'm not upset, but you're appreciated because when it doesn't happen, it's missed.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be interesting to see how Elon solves that unplug the car.
Right. Who could summon it out from the couch if it's still plugged in from overnight? Yep. See, that's also a thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Divas posted a picture of the cockpit of the Mercedes EQS. I mean, really, that's what you could call it. And I was reading, Dawn, the 30 or 40 comments from the Divas, most of which were there's no going back from the Tesla minimalistic interior to all those extra grooves in the seat are going to catch just that much more crap, and I ain't cleaning that off my car. There were a couple of people that said, I'll buy it when it comes out. Those were former Mercedes owners. Most of the girls were, I'll keep my S or my 3 or my X, or, I'm happy where I am. Thanks. Have a nice day, Mercedes. But thanks for putting an EV out there. So Don had this interesting comment, though.
Right. Well, my thought process is this. Look, I get people really like that Mercedes, the upscale interior. I don't know what you call it. The new, in other words, you could take a Lexus person and send them in that. Let's stop talking electric. This is just saying I'm buying an upscale car. You take a Lexus person and put them in that Mercedes, they'd probably ooh and ah. Take a BMW person, put them in that car, and they probably ooh and ah. You could take an Audi person and put them in that EQS, and they ooh and ah at the interior. I think anybody coming from a traditional gasoline car can sit in the Mercedes and relate to that interior and feel like this is a improvement. This has moved forward what they want in their car. I got that. Okay, take that same group of people, you walk them over and you sit them into a Tesla. 90% of the people on the Tesla are going to hate it. Those people who oohed and awed over the Mercedes, 90% of them are going to sit in a Tesla and they're not going to like it. It's too Spartan. It's too plain. I don't understand this screen. Where's my heater button? I got it. But that other 10%, they're going to say, wow, this is really different. I'm thinking I'm liking this. I could get used to this. Well, the thing is, the Mercedes is going after a slice of the market that all the other people using those opulent interiors, Jaguar, Audi, they're all going after that same market. They're going to have to compete against Jaguar, Audi, and all those others. What happens is when you sit in a Tesla interior, it's a love-hate relationship. If you love it, you're going to buy the Tesla. Because everything else about the Tesla is going to beat the EQ. It's just going to blow the EQS away. So the only thing that's stopping is the interior. But if 10% of the people sit in a Tesla and says, I like this, that's more Teslas than Tesla will be able to produce. I mean, do you know how big that 10% slice is? They don't need the 90%. They don't need 100% of the people to sit in their car or 90% of the people to sit in a Tesla and love the interior. They only need 1 out of 10 people who sit in a Tesla to love the interior or not buy the Tesla because of the interior. That's plenty of market share for Tesla. That's way than enough. Goes back to what Bob Lutz said when he came out with the Dodge Ram pickup truck all those years ago. It was a Dodge at that time was a 3rd horse in a 2-horse race. GM and Ford had all the market. They went out and they showed some designs to truck people. They got truck people in and they showed them some designs. And that design of the Dodge that we know as the Dodge Ram with the haunches and all that stuff, that was the one that 3 out of 4 people hated it. But 1 out of 4 loved it. And Lutz made the correct decision. He said, that's the one we're going to ship. Because if he went with the one that 4 out of 4 people liked it, then it was just the same as everybody else. It wasn't different enough. So he got captured a major chunk of the truck market because of their like of the looks of the Ram. It was so different. Same thing with the Cybertruck. I'm sure 90% of the truck buyers are probably going to hate it. But I got news for you. If Tesla can get 10% of the truck buyers they're going to like it. That's more Cybertrucks than Tesla's going to be able to build in 10 years. I mean, it's going to take them forever. So people are missing the mark.
First on my agenda is I'm going to mow this back grass area and make 2 or 3 passes around the front. I'm not currently planning to do the whole front yard though. I'll need to get out the grass snips, aka scissors, or the little Ryobi weed eater and do some touch up, but the grass part's mowed and a little bit around the sides and the front.
Well, we're out here with the dogs barking and the cats scurrying around. I undid the tight straps on the little maple tree and put some looser straps to hold it to the stick or pole. Kitten, she cut the grass. She's a good grass cutter. And I set her a table up over here and got her stuff so she can go to town. She's wearing her Shine On shirt. Yeah, that girl.
New Life is Good shirt for $3 at Guardian Angel yesterday. I thought it looked like a good garden shirt.
Yeah, so she's decided that she's going to redo these two matching pots. We're going to put both of them out at the mailbox.
Right. Yeah, with the plant in between that requires digging.
Oh, well, she didn't say that.
I did. He wasn't listening.
I was working.
So this screen really comes in handy. I don't know where Don got it. I think he made it. You dump the old pot in and it lets you get the roots and any rocks out of the dirt. You know, old school was put rocks in the bottom of the pots for drainage plus holes. I've heard landscapers complain about that now, but you know, it's worked fine for me for years, so I'm going to stick with it. I'm just going to throw a towel over that until I get it back in the pot. I'm going to put little bits of Creeping Jenny from that one big pot in other pots today. So that's the new pot on top of the septic tank. I'm getting ready to water it. A nice wave runner petunia and a nice hibiscus. I was really impressed with that little hibiscus for less than $5. I suppose this summer this is the thing I'm most going to need to frequently fertilize if I want it to really do its flowering thing, but I'm pretty good. Don's taken that plant we decided on down to the mailbox. He's got the wagon with the two pots that he's going to take down the cement for me. I think I can pull it the rest of the way. And then, well, we got lots more projects going on, but here's some of the other flowers I'll be putting in today. Yeah, I was afraid the wagon was going to get away from me, so I told him if he pulled it down the bottom of the hill, I'd drag it the rest of the way while he takes the hand truck. And this clematis vine over here is quite happy, and we have the volunteer begonias coming back up. I should come over here with some water today with some Miracle Grow, because it will fill back in without me doing anything, which is a good thing. Did I really tell him I could pull this wagon out to the street? Well, I guess if I can make it up the hill at Whole Foods with the grocery cart with hundreds of dollars of groceries. And let me tell you, it weighs a lot. And a couple times I've taken 2 carts up the hill. I suppose I can handle this too. Well, let me tell you, I'm having to work it a little bit here. Having to work it. I made it. Almost there. One of the reasons why Don put in the steps is because that is a slightly easier walk up to the house than the cement part of the driveway. Not by a lot. Oh goodness, but by a little bit. Okay, it's action video time. We decided to go left in the mailbox. It has to do with where the covers for the water meter are.
Those guys come a couple times a year and flush the pipes. They pull these out.
Yep.
Those are the flush valves. So they're going to be stomping.
They're not going to care about my plant.
They're not going to care about a plant.
I don't know how we got so lucky at this house. They put the septic tank basically right on top of the back door. Originally the heat pump was right there too, and like the worst place where you would, it was just not good. And then, you know, we happen to be the house with the flush, and it's near the mailbox where you might want to plant plants, and I don't know. But Don didn't have anything to do with the building of the house. He was moving here, and somebody else defaulted on buying it, and he seized it up, and it was already done. He didn't really get to make any decisions about it. Well, I think we did good. We have the one plant, which is, I said it's interest for winter time. Yeah. And then we got the barrel pots staggered on either side of the driveway in the hanging basket. And I'm probably going to send Don down with some other sort of small part to go right on the back side where the one barrel planter used to be. And I'm happy. I think it's looking good. Don said he's willing on the morning when he comes out with the newspaper to bring a watering can with him and water the, you know, keep it watered. He sort of knows. And sometimes when I come in and out with Ruby, I might throw a half-gallon or a gallon jug in the car.
Right.
I have some clean milk jug bottles, and I can help water going in and out the driveway too.
And I really think the hanging basket won't interfere with the mailman's truck because they kind of swing.
The curve.
They kind of going straight right here, and then they turn hard to
Get the neighbor.
get the neighbor. Anyway,
Yeah.
So I think it'll work fine.
All right, I'm gonna take the hand truck back. Don's got the wagon. The wagon's heavy because there's some dirt. He says it's fill up here. That's why we've got Carolina red clay versus Sandhill lighter sand, because this dirt up here was, you know, when they put the road in, they filled and moved and brought in and stuff. Much better. Well, mailbox really looks snazzy now, Donnie.
Great. I like it. Teamwork.
When I'm a slightly older lady, I'm just taking the Tesla down to the street and back. Thanks for the exercise program, Donnie.
Well, the unicycle won't pull me up the hill. It will at least pull itself up the hill, but it ain't helping.
Funny.
Lawnmower.
Yeah, the lawnmower with the self-propel, it brings itself up that hill really nicely. Don't buy the Ego without the self-propelled, because even when you're turning corners and stuff and you have it on low, it just makes it so much easier, and why would you want it to be hard? I mean, I like it a workout. I miss Taekwondo. Y'all just don't know how much I miss it. But you don't need your lawnmower to be what's working you out too much. One more trip to the mailbox. Plant behind, plant on top of the back of the post.
Well, I'm feeling for you, sweetie. This is like heavy coming up this hill. I didn't think it was going to be that bad when you pulled it up a while ago, but I guess I was wrong.
It was like pulling the cart at Whole Foods, add a few pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, our neighbor murdered another very large tree. I say murder because he's taken out 20 trees on that property already, and this one is obviously not threatening the house. And I don't know, I'm just like, if you don't want trees, don't buy a yard with trees. Don't move to a neighborhood with trees. Move to one where they cleared a field. It'd just be simpler on everybody. But thankfully it didn't appear to hit anything it wasn't supposed to when it fell. So I'm pleased that no one's hurt over there or anything. Because everyone is not you, Donnie.
That's right.
I picked out this pot. I thought it was a good size for back there. I moved flower from the backyard that's a red tone to come up here. I took a picture of Don on his phone. He wants to send it to his sister and make sure he gets credit for having the wagon, the shovel, the watering can, and his hands in the dirt, because she's a master gardener and
That's right. I want full
credit.
credit.
I guess about 90 minutes have passed probably. We've made really good progress. I've got all of the annuals that I had planted in the pots that I intended them to be. I haven't watered yet. I need to do that. I took the petunia that was in with the maple here and swapped with a different flower. And that one went out to the street. And it's all looking good. I am gonna go end up getting a little more dirt and a few more 6-packs or 4-packs of begonias or impatiens. These 2 pots are gonna go in amongst the ferns, but they gotta be raised. We're looking for a raiser. And Don is over here planting those mop shrubs. Our butcher box just came and FedEx just left it at the mailbox and didn't come down the driveway, didn't walk it up to the house, didn't do anything. That's not what they're supposed to do, and that's not right. Don's gonna go down there on the unicycle and retrieve it. You gonna be able to get it on the unicycle okay?
Yeah, unless it's huge.
Well, I doubt it weighs more than 25 pounds.
I'll see. If not, I'll come back and get Ruby or something.
Well, it's just a matter of you getting moving. It's not, you know, I'm sure once you're going and into your arms, it's no big deal, but a couple hosta sitting around. I had these Leaf Man pots, which used to have a nice copper metallic paint on them. I've seen a little bit better day. Emptied them, put the hosta in. You know the deer's going to eat the hosta. That's why the hosta's been in the pot that it's been in for, well, since I moved here in 13, and we set them in this spot in the front yard, in the shade. So they've been fine, but, so there's where the mops are going. Dawn added this piece of wood here because of the slant of the lay of the land. Here's the other one over here. Gonna have him dig me a couple of small holes and plant some plumbago and these lilies in this perennial bed. The 2 stick things, it's coming up from the ground, you just can't see it yet. So I think they've made it through the winter okay. You the man.
Yeah, no problem. It's kind of heavy, but I had no trouble.
Like I said, it's just a matter of getting moving. I'm sure just moving with it in your hands isn't that big a deal. He didn't even try to walk it up or do anything.
We know who left the Walmart.
Yeah, I ain't.
Yeah,
I'm going to be filing a statement of complaint, I think. To convey to Butcher Box that we would prefer not to receive our package on Saturday, because what if we want to be gone for the day? And I know it's supposed to be packed, that it could make it, you know, 6 more hours of us not being home when it's delivered shouldn't matter, but I prefer to be here and get it in the freezer right away. So Saturday is not a good delivery day for us.
Yeah, so start next month though, in May, it's going to be hot. I mean, it can get pretty warm.
Right.
Now, you know, if it sat out there till we got home this evening, it's no big deal, but, you know, June, July, and August, God, how many times they have to reship it last year?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm sure it's in good shape. It's only been in transit for 2 days.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure it's
not even damp.
yeah, I'm sure it's in good shape. I'm sure the dry ice on top, if they chose to use some, is probably not even all melted or anything. I'm not worried about this package. So the dry ice is gone.
Yeah,
but the meat is solid frozen.
My hand.
Yeah, you're dirty. Thank you for bringing it in. I will load up the freezer. Thank you. I know where I want it. You did your part. Gray's been a good girl. She's been close by all day, but out of the way. Pretty much. Seriously, she's been a good girl. Well, I finished mowing the closer front yard, and Dawn blew the driveway and put up the tools. And then Dawn emptied the mower, did the farther front yard, and emptied the mower again. We're fixing to have nachos and a beer and probably a nap, because we've been outside for over 5 hours and we didn't sit down, not once. I didn't get a chance to go out in Ruby today and spin my Pokestops. I mean, there were a couple of windows I could have done it, but it just didn't happen. And I asked Don if he wanted me to just go by myself or if he wanted to go with me, and he graciously said, oh, I'll go drive around with you for a little bit. So that's what's going on. And he asked me Ruby or Jules, and I debated, and I said Jules. Because, you know, we were in Ruby the last drive.
That's right.
And Jules was getting lonesome.
That's right.
Yeah, so Jules is on 2021.4.12.2. So Ruby is on a higher, newer, however you want to phrase that, release. You know, sometimes they roll them out to different cars in the fleet based on if there's a bug they're trying to fix with a specific car. So either that or, you know, whoever knows how Tessa decides which cars to push what fixes out to when, you know. But anyway, I was just noting that I'll just bet you when we park Jules tonight, we'll get a notification of a software thing, because she's been really asleep out there. And now we've taken her for a drive and stuff, and she may very well get a notification of a download or, you know, time to push a software update out. Well, this is a lot different ride experience than when we were out last April, May time frame, and there was the COVID lockdowns.
That's right.
That was Don avoiding our manhole covers.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A's got 15, 20 people in the line. The drive-through for Dairy Queen coming up here on the left, they were like out in the street, in the turn lane to get in off of Main Street here. Just very busy. Aviator and Fainting Goat, liquor, beer, restaurant establishments downtown, they were super busy. I mean, the Dairy Queen is the busiest place in town. without a doubt.
Yeah.
So we are over here by Aviator now, both sides of the street, packed, bustling, busy, open. Folks out enjoying a really great weather Saturday night. It's 62 here right now. So you need a light jacket if you're going to be eating on the patio, but otherwise you should be good. Yeah, here's the traffic near Mason Jar and Anna's Pizza, and Fainting Goat is over here on the right. I mean, the whole parking lot for Fainting Goat is basically, it's full. They have, they just have a tap room, but usually they have a food truck or two. Yeah, I see food truck over there. Serving people food on top of the tasting. When you get down here to Middle Spring, people don't like to walk up the hill. And the parking hasn't usually overflowed quite that bad, but Main Street is busy.
There goes that Mustang, like I told you.
Yeah. He was out cruising too, apparently. Well, there's our little mailbox garden.
Yeah, they got plenty of their buddies out there. They're, you know, they won't be lonely.
So someone was watching the overhead charging video that we did a long time ago.
Yeah.
I guess 3 years now, basically. Yeah. And wanted a little more info. And I know that you took pictures and we tried to show what you did as good as possible. It's been a while since I watched that video, but is one J channel piece or it's two?
It's three.
It's three.
Yeah, they're about $1.50 a piece. It's like maybe $5 worth of J.
And that was just to make it stronger?
Just make it stronger. Yeah, they're kind of back to back, and then two of them are like back to back, and then the third one is up.
So the cable kind of goes up into the little L, into the little J, and sort of stays there.
Right, but the thing it might be missing from a lot of people may not understand, if you have a garage door opener, and it's the one that pulls from the center of the door, you can't do this.
Right.
Because this is in the way. This works because we have something called a torque tube. There's our garage door openers up there, and there's some that do the side openers that this would work on. But yeah, this gets it out of the way. I mean, this is, I have to say, this has worked so well that I hadn't even thought about it.
Right, the only modification Don made was he came in and he added this piece of plastic, which is from what? This red piece is, what is it from?
Yeah, it's actually a 90-degree elbow of conduit, PVC conduit.
I think you could use an old piece of wide garden hose or something. He just wanted to make sure that the metal wasn't crimping into the cable.
Right, because I never intended this to be
permanent.
But it's been, as you said, 3 years now, and so I guess it's now permanent. So.
Yeah, so you pop riveted together the J channel, but I'm guessing with the cable ties, that's not really necessary.
Not really necessary. Yeah.
So if you have pop rivets, go for it, but if not, those cable ties are exceptionally strong, and you could even put more if you felt inclined. You have one about every foot, I guess it looks like.
That's holding. In this case,
it's holding the UMC to the J channel.
Well, this is that
high-powered wall connector now.
The UMC is half this diameter.
Right.
And it would actually fit down in
the channel.
Which is, like I said, there's two of them back to back, and then the third one's going up. And the third one going up is has the channel, and the UMC cable would just lay into that. It's about a 1/2 inch. You know, it's a J, so it goes down, up, and up a little bit, and right into the loop of the J is where the cable would lay.
Okay, makes sense. And then you just use some lying around metal bracket stuff that you had to secure it to the garage door opener. I'm sure there's many different ways you could secure it up there.
Yeah, and the J channel is used normally to protect the edges of sheetrock at corners and stuff like that. It's going to be exposed, so that way if somebody bashes into the corner, it doesn't damage the sheetrock. And hit that metal channel, it'll chip the paint off probably if you. But it won't hurt the.
Well, the thing that I like about it is that the metal blends in with the metal rails for the garage door opener. It looks like it's just sort of part of the garage. It's not like a piece of 2x4 stuck up there with the metal that would really catch your eye. And
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the three pieces are pretty stiff,
yep.
so it doesn't sag, and it's been up there for 3 years, and it's got that heavy cable on it, and it hasn't sagged down. I mean, you can't do chin-ups on that or anything like that, but look, it's going to hold that cable forever.
I agree. Yeah. And when we had the UMC,
Oh,
we only actually traveled one time.
right.
That you undid the cable ties, took it down so we
That's
could
right.
throw it in Ruby, take it with us.
Yeah, the beauty of this.
Now it's just in Ruby, and we never use the UMC because we have the high-powered wall connector cable. But it was meant to be an easy way to still grab the UMC and
Right.
go, which was one of the beauties of it. You're just, out the expense and the time to cut and redo the cable ties.
Well, the other thing I would say, watch out. I haven't measured the cord on the UMC for the Model
Y or 3.
3. This is the this is the first gen UMC, and it had like a 25-foot cable, all together. So it was really long. I mean, it was as long as this one. I mean, as you can see, there's plenty of slack, and it was with the original UMC was almost this much slack, a little bit less slack, but it had no trouble. But I would
Reaching,
just say,
yeah.
I would measure or run it up there. Run it if you're
Piece
gonna
of string or something first,
yeah,
just to make sure
it's long enough.
Yeah, because like you said, this is the high-powered wall connector cable. I'm just going to bring up the Tesla app and unlock Ruby, and we can charge her in, and you can just see there's not too much and just and enough.
Right. It just really works really well. I mean, we got that little holster.
Right, that's a little 3D thing. Although, I don't know why she made you press her, but at least the pressing on the X is really easy. It doesn't
Yeah.
have the magnet that the Y has, and it never fails to just come out with a light pressure.
Right.
I'm not really in love with this, honestly. It works fine. It's cheap, and it looks good, and it works good enough. But if you bump the cord when you walk past it, it falls.
Yeah, well, the one that plugs into the side of the high-powered wall connector, which is where I do with Jules, it latches in there really good.
I see.
Yeah.
So there's a hole built into the side of
And
it.
that's where I plugged it, and it latches in there.
Right.
Really
Well, it was, yeah.
And then the thing with the J1772 Tesla, the J1772. So in case, Kendall came over with his motorcycle, and we charged his motorcycle, and I just bought that and mounted that to the side. That just
So we can't lose it.
So we can't lose it.
Yeah. If
That's right.
somebody shows up and you're not home, and I still can find
this
it.
is- yeah, no problem.
Yep. All right.